Alright, in this video we're going to be looking at graphing, I think, three different polar functions. And then this is the second video on section 7.3. In the third video we'll do a couple more, a little bit more complicated. Try to break it up so none of the videos are super long. Now, the polar coordinate system I have here is from the OpenStax Calculus Volume 2 textbook from the section 7.3. I don't remember exactly what the page number is. I think it's 465. So anyways, the first graph we're going to graph is r is equal to 4. So the radius is equal to 4. So we'll go ahead and label our rings there, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the distance from the pole. And r equals 4 is going to be the simplest graph. It is simply a circle of radius 4 centered at the origin. So we're going to graph each polar equation. We've done that, and we're going to convert it to rectangular form. Now we know that x squared plus y squared is equal to r squared. So x squared plus y squared is equal to 4 squared. Okay, and this is a circle centered at the origin of radius 4. Okay. All right. I'm going to do something a little bit more interesting. We're going to graph r is equal to 3 sine of theta. For most of the polar graphs, I like to graph the graph in the xy plane. So we're going to look at graphing theta comma r equals 3 sine of theta. And so 0, plug in 0, sine of 0 is 0. Pi over 2, sine of pi over 2 is 1, times 3 is 3. Sine of pi is also 0. Sine of 3 pi over 2 is going to be negative 3. And then sine of the sine of 3 pi over 2 is negative 1, times 3 would be negative 3. And then the sine of 2 pi is 0. Okay, so I suppose we can say this is r and this is theta. Okay, so we're going to start off, label our rings, so 1, 2, 3. The sign is going to start off at 0, 0, so we have it on our r comma theta. This is kind of like our xy plane over here, and then also on the polar graph above. And we're going to go to pi over 2, and the sine, 3 sine of pi over 2 is going to be 3. Okay. So we're going to go to pi over 2, so we're going to be graphing the point 3 comma pi over 2. So we'll go ahead and graph that. All right. And then the next point is going to be pi comma 0. So that's, again, at the origin, angled this way towards pi, but not going any direction from the pole, any distance from the pole, so it's going to be 0. Okay. And there we have it. So we have something roughly like that, and so I'm thinking about the distance from the pole as it gets closer to pi over 2. That's when we're going to reach our maximum, and then we have some nice symmetry. So then these distances are going to be symmetric with the y-axis, or theta is equal to pi over 2. Okay. Now, if we go down below to 3 pi over 2, that's going to give us the point negative 3 and 3 pi over 2. So you would go down and look at 3 pi over 2, but because it's negative 3, you're going to be actually back up here. So what's going to happen here is, as we're going from pi to 3 pi over 2, we're looking at all of this stuff right here. All of that is going to be pushed back up this way because they're all negatives. And then until we get to 3 pi over 2, if I can talk, that's going to go all the way up there. Then all this stuff here from 3 pi over 2 to 2 pi, that's going to be up here. And so it's actually going to retrace itself, and it only took pi units to complete this full, and it looks pretty much like a circle. So let's figure out what it looks like in rectangular form. So you have r is equal to 3 sine of theta. If I multiply both sides of the equation by r, I have r squared is equal to 3r sine of theta. R squared, if you remember, is equal to x squared plus y squared. And r sine of theta was y. So this is x squared plus y squared is equal to 3y. So x squared plus y squared minus 3y. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to complete the square. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the linear coefficient of -3. I'm going to divide that by 2, and then I'm going to square that. So I'm going to add 9/4 to both sides of the equation here. And so now I have x squared plus y minus 3/2 quantity squared is equal to 3/2 quantity squared. And so this is a circle of radius 3/2 or 1.5, and that's going to be centered at the point 1, 3/2. Sorry, not 1, 0, pardon me. So 0, 3/2, somewhere about right there. That's the center of that circle there. Okay. All right, let's look at one more in this video here. We're going to look at graphing r equals 3 plus 2 cosine theta. See, we're going to do this in the, basically it's going to be the xy plane. We're going to look at it, what it would look like in the xy plane, and then we'll translate it over to the polar coordinate system. Okay, and so we're just going to use our standard poles as our theta. So 0, pi over 2, pi, 3 pi over 2, and 2 pi. So when we plug in 0, cosine of 0 is 1, so 3 plus 2 is 5. Plug in pi over 2. Cosine of pi over 2 is 0, so this will just end up being 3. Okay, cosine of pi is -1, so you have 3 minus 2, which is 1. Cosine of 3 pi over 2 is 0, and then we have the 3, so that'll be 3. And then the cosine of 2 pi is 1, so 1 times 2 plus 3 is 5. So we'll go ahead and get to graphing some of this. So 1, 3, and 5, not to scale, but just to get a rough sketch. So we need to go on our rings here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, all the way out to 5. And we're going to start out at the point 5, 0. So we're going to plot that point first, 5, 0. That's our r and theta. Okay, and then our next point is pi over 2, so we're going to plot the point 3 and pi over 2. Okay, so 3 and pi over 2. And keep going to the next one. Okay, so we're going to try to sketch that as best as we can, pretty smooth, and then this is going to be the, oops, that was the wrong one. We got the maximum distance to the pole, and then the distance from the pole is decreasing. So we're talking about these distances here. Okay, all right, let's keep going. Okay, at pi, we're going to reach its minimum, and so that distance is 1, and that is at the angle of pi. Okay. All right, and then the rest of it's going to be symmetric. So at 3 pi over 2, we're going to climb back up to 3. So we have the point 3 and 3 pi over 2. And so we're going to actually have like a little dimple here. Oops, I'm drawing with my eraser again. We're going to have a little dimple here. And then finally 2 pi and 5, so we end up at where we started. And so we do have symmetry. We have a little bit of a dimple there. Okay, now let's try to convert this into rectangular form. So r is equal to 3 plus 2 cosine theta. And if I can make it at r cosine theta, then I can convert that to x. So we're going to multiply everything by r. So we have r squared is equal to 3r, 2r cosine theta. Now x squared plus y squared is equal to r squared. So x squared plus y squared under the square root is equal to r. Okay, So we have x squared plus y squared is equal to 3 square root of x squared plus y squared. Okay. And then 2, our cosine of theta is going to be x. Get this out of the way. Okay. And I'm not perfectly, I don't know exactly how to pronounce it. I think it's a limicon, something like that. It has a little accent mark on the C there. Okay. Stay tuned to the next video. We'll do a little bit more complicated graphs and polar coordinates.